So, Deere's been traditionally always been the name associated with two cylinders, but they weren't the only ones to ever build a two-banger tractor. No, Farmall had one across the pond, and Moline tried one too with a tractor called the YT. It's probably one of the rarest tractors to ever wear prairie gold paint. The company only built 25 of them, and none of them were ever officially sold. Here's the story. So Minneapolis-Moline was a little late to the party with the 29-horse four-cylinder Z model in late 1936, but it did make a big splash. The Vision Line styling skinnied up the hood and the gas tank, which really improved the operator's line of sight when cultivating. Prairie gold paint coupled with snazzy new sheet metal, that was a pretty radical departure from the previous, very drab gray models. And the farmers really liked that. The problem was that it made about double the power of the John Deere B, and that's what Minneapolis-Moline was kind of going for here. As such, wasn't a great fit in the small row crop game, but Moline had a plan for that. They came up with one. They shrunk the tractor. They literally cut the engine in half and dropped it in a smaller chassis with the same style tin work. Honestly, not a half bad idea. Deere had done it fairly successfully with the B. I mean, it was basically a 2/3 scale copy of the John Deere A. But Moline had forgotten one thing. If you're going to take a shot at the king, which Deere definitely was at this point, you'd best not miss. And Deere pretty much owned the small row crop market, and they'd had plenty of time to dial in the two-cylinder engine. By the mid-30s, they weren't really changing the engine very much, just resizing to fit the need. It was a strategy that worked for them for, 4 decades? Harvester was still probably ahead in sales, and the F-Series Farmalls were selling very well. But Deere was picking up speed pretty fast. Between 1935 and 1938, I think they rolled out about 55,000 John Deere Bs off the line in Waterloo. And Minneapolis-Moline wanted a piece of that. So the Minneapolis-Moline YT used a 93 cubic inch two-banger, made it do a 5-speed transmission, small chassis. No mechanical frills, just a bare bones tractor with, pretty modern styling. It was a bold move, and if it worked, there was a big upside. But if it bombed, it was really going to set the company back. Stay tuned. Part 2 coming up next.